Hello there, adventurers, and welcome to Wally DM. Today we're going to try something new. I've got a couple of homebrew spells that I'd like to share with you. But I didn't just come up with these out of thin air. These were actually created from Magic the Gathering cards. So there's a couple of spells that I chose to make D&D spells with. And this is actually an exercise that my friend Seraph Pendragon had us doing probably January or February 2018. And it was a lot of fun, and I had forgotten all about these until recently, and so I figured, why not share them with the channel? So today we're going to take a look at a couple of homebrew spells, and I would like to get your thoughts as a player or as a DM, whether these are underpowered, overpowered, just right, or what kind of changes you would make. So let's take a look at these spells. Okay, so the first spell that I have for you, Magic the Gathering to D&D, is Liliana's Cares. And you can see the magic card up there. It is an enchantment from the M11 series. Whenever an opponent discards a card, that player loses 2 life. So I'm thinking some kind of a necromantic mind spell, if you will. So this is what I came up with for converting this magic card to D&D. Liliana's Cares is a 3rd level necromancy spell. It costs 1 action, a range of 60 feet, and you temporarily age the mind of a creature within range. The creature must make a constitution saving throw or take 3d8 necrotic damage. If the creature is a spellcaster, it will also lose a random unused spell slot of a level lower than the spell slot used to cast Liliana's Cares. Creatures will regain lost spell slots after a long rest. On a successful saving throw, the creature only takes half damage and does not lose an unused spell slot. And of course, if we were to cast this at 4th level or higher, the damage not only increases by 1d8, but so does the possibility of us stealing a spell from a spellcaster. So when trying to homebrew a D&D spell from this magic card, what I wanted to concentrate on was when an opponent discards a card. And in my mind, discarding a card is like losing a spell slot or using a spell that you had memorized. So I tried to capture that by using, if the creature is a spellcaster, they'll lose a random unused spell slot of a lower level. And then of course the magic card says that player loses 2 life, and I think I've captured that quite nicely with necrotic damage. So this was a fun one for me. I think I've kind of nailed it on the head there, but definitely looking forward to your feedback on this 3rd level necromancy spell. If you as a player would enjoy playing this, if you as a dungeon master would or would not allow it, and if there are any changes that you see that would be needed for this spell. And my next spell that I converted from a Magic the Gathering card is Redirect. Now, Redirect was a little bit hard one for me to try to decide the spell slot level. I originally thought it would be a 3rd level spell, but I bumped it up right before I recorded this video to a 5th level Abjuration Spell. And after we go through this, leave a comment below. Where do you think something like this should reside? 3rd level, 4th level, 5th level, something like that. Casting time is 1 reaction, and it's got a range of 60 feet. Now, the original magic card says you may choose new targets for target spell. So what I wanted to do with this in D&D was to make it where if someone cast an area of effect spell at my party or whatever, being a magic user, I should be able to use a reaction and flip that spell right back at him. So let's read through this. You are able to move the point of origin on an area of effect spell cast within 60 feet of you and change the direction at which a spell's energy erupts. If an area of effect spell originates from a spellcaster, the redirected spell now originates from you, and its area of effect grid is aimed back at the spellcaster. If the area of effect is a selected target within range, the new target is now the original spellcaster. Area of effect spells includes those that can hit mass targets in a cone, sphere, line, cylinder, or cube. Spells with single targets or self cannot be redirected. Spells that are half of the spell's slot level used to cast redirect, rounded down, are automatically redirected. For those that are higher, you will need to make an ability check using your spell casting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a success, the creature's spell fails and has no effect. Okay, so what this is pretty much saying is, since we are using a 5th level spell slot to cast redirect, that anything that is 2nd level or lower will automatically be redirected. Now, if we are trying to redirect a spell that is cast using a 3rd level spell slot or higher, then that is where the DC comes in and we add 10 plus the spell's level. Now, of course, we are able to cast redirect using a 6th level spot, 7th level spot, whatever we need to do to try to get a better chance of making this succeed. So that is always a possibility. So that's redirect, and that one was a little bit harder for me to come up with. I knew what I wanted to do, but trying to put it in D&D terms to make it a feasible spell that we could use in a game was a little bit more difficult. And I would think that for a spell like this, we would probably need to play test it a little bit. We would need to be able to see what kind of damage this would do. And the reason I moved it from 3rd level up to 5th level is because I was just like, you know, we're pretty much taking their spell, using it against them. Let's say that a mage casts a 3rd level fireball, and I am lucky enough to have a 6th level spot. So I use my 6th level spot to cast redirect. That pretty much takes my reaction to throw a fireball at an opposing creature or a bunch of opposing creatures. And then after I use my reaction to do that, I still get my normal turn with my action and my bonus action. So I felt this spell was just a little bit too powerful for 3rd level, and that's why I bumped it up a little bit. And not only that, but that's why I also kept it where you cut the spell level, the spell slot in half. I believe with Counterspell, Counterspell's a 3rd level spell, and you can counter a spell of 3rd level or lower, something to that effect. So I wanted to make redirect just a little bit harder to do, just because it could do so much damage using only a reaction. So those are the 2 homebrew spells I came up with based on Magic the Gathering cards: Lilianas Cares and Redirect. Now, with that, what did you think of these 2 spells? Is this something as a player that you would like to have in your spellbook, or as an ability for your character? And as a DM, are these something that you would allow in your game? Should we adjust the power level a little bit? Should these be a higher level spell or a lower level spell? What changes would you make? Also, are you interested in this being a more regular series? And with that, would you like to submit your own ideas? And if I like them, we can put them on the channel. Make sure you leave a comment below. I do have a few more of these MTG to D&D videos in the works. The next one will be on magic items, where we take a couple of artifacts and turn them into magic items that you can give to your players. So stay tuned for that, as well as a character creation video where I am going to pick a character from the world of Magic the Gathering, and we are going to create a character. So stay tuned, some really cool crossover type stuff / homebrew, and I hope you liked the video. Don't forget, if you'd like to support this channel on Patreon, we now have Patreon available, and I'll hopefully have some levels for the Patreon coming soon. If you'd like to chat with me and a lot of great folks for help and advice and just some everyday D&D chat, make sure you join us on the Discord channel. And if you're on Twitter, follow me there. Make sure to leave a comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and on to the next.